Okay, right, this session here, Advanced Algebra, this is the first session of the AQA. What I'm going to do with you today is chapter 1.1 to 1.4. And you need to make notes as I do. It's all on the OneNote page, but please make notes. Questions out of the session. Remember, you must upload. Here now. Okay. Okay, so Advanced Algebra Session 1. So you want to put a title, please, of that and whatever dates you're doing this. Advanced Algebra. So, chapter, we're going to start quite methodically. Chapter 1.1. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some examples from the book and talk you through them. And then I'm going to set some questions on that exercise. So, the first example, looking at ratio. This is all stuff that could appear in the GCSE, so there's nothing. So it says ratio x to y is equal to 5, 3, and the ratio y to z is equal to 7. The question might be, find the ratio x to z. Okay, this is the sort of question might be faced with. Right, the best way to do this is to set it out. So x to y to 1, write it out underneath. Y, z, 7. Do it so these two are the same because we're going to have to eliminate those. And we're trying to make a common value here. If I make the middle one column, I'm sort of thinking what's common between 3 and 4? Well, I'm going to times that one by 4, times that one. 3. So if I times that whole ratio by 4, I get 20. 12. If I times that whole ratio by 3, I get 12. 1. Now, because these are the same, they can now be eliminated because they're this constant. So I can bring these two down now. I can say, okay, x, z, 20, 21. Okay, so that's a common sort of ratio problem where you're manipulating sort of the ratio to get them the same. So right, that is chapter 1.1. What I want you to do now, a few questions on that. Page 3 from the book, page 3, I want you to do questions, this is exercise 1A, questions 6, 8 and 9. Okay, so questions 6, 8 and 9. Pause the video, spend some time doing that. The answers are in the back of the book, so you can check your answers. And please set out your work nice and neatly. And that is the first bit. We're going to do a bit more though, so that's so work through those at your own pace. And then when you're ready, we can move to chapter 1.2, which is simply expressions. Simplifying expressions. Got 3 examples here. So I want you to simplify all of these. So 3. Okay. See. Okay, so you might want to pause the video at this stage, have a go at some of these. These are just examples to have a go at, and then I'm going to go run through them now. Okay. So, first one, again, this is all GCSE content. Multiply the numbers first. It's going to be 6. Then you've got x squared times x. So you could definitely got an x cubed. And you've got a y times a y to the power 4. Z, just a single z. That would be the first one simplified. Right, next one, again, I go through division So I tend to put a line there and then I work out what goes on top and the bottom. Well, the top and the bottom can divide by 4, can't they? So you can have 3 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Now if you look at the A's, you've got an A squared is what's left over. B's, well, you've got an extra B on the bottom. So and C, you've got an extra C on the top. Okay, done. Okay, and C, division of fractions is the same as multiplying the reciprocal. So I'm going to flip that second fraction. Now I'm going to cross cancel. So I know that I can get 2, make that 2. One of the x's goes with the square. I can cross cancel one of the x's there. I don't think I can go any further. So I've got x times 5z, 5z, and on the bottom I've got 3 times 2, 6, y cubed. And then I just double check, can I cross cancel anything else? No, I can't, so that's my answer. Simplifying algebraic fraction. Okay, that's section 2. Okay, done. And I've got some more questions for you. So, exercise 1b starts on page 5. And what I wanted to do is questions 1 to question 6, just the last part. There's lots of parts, just do the last part because that's the hardest bit, plus question 7 and question 8. Again, these aren't super long, but I would like you to try and get through those questions, please. Right, we've got 2 more sections. So again, pause the video, spend some time working through that. Okay, and moving on to 1.3. That's 1.2. 1.3 is solving linear equations. This is all a bit of a recap, guys, hopefully. And again, I'm going to look at an example straight in. So 5p1. Solve this equation. Okay, so solve that equation. Again, I want you to think about, again, pause the video, have a go at solving that. I'm going to reveal the answer shortly. Okay. Right, okay, best thing to do here is find the biggest denominator and multiply by that to get rid of it. So I'm going to multiply everything by 6. So that makes it 5p. And now if you multiply that by 6, that's sort of like multiplying the top by 3 because you've got a 2 there. And then I've got to multiply 7 by 6 as well. 2. And then I can solve this. Expand the bracket. Be careful, that's a negative 3 minus 9. 2. Group these two. Minus 4p. 2. P is going to equal 55. I think that's right. Let me double check. Good to me. Okay, I can always check my answer by plugging it up there as well. Okay, right, that's the example for 1.3. Questions for this one, so exercise 1c. Just question 1, the last part, and then questions 6, 7, and so 4 questions in exercise 1c. Right, again, pause the video if you need to. There's obviously a fair bit we're doing sort of quite, this is a bit of a disjointed lesson, and it's because most of it's revision, so it should be able to. And we're moving on to the final section for today. Algebra, advanced algebra. Again, I'm going to look at a ratio question, which is an interesting one. So we've got P to Q is equal to 4. The question is, find the ratio P plus 2Q, 4Q. Okay? Right, now this one, I think the easiest way here is, okay, well, P is equal to 4 parts, isn't it? If we look at the top line there, P is equal to 4 parts. And Q is equal to 5 parts. To 5. So 2 parts plus 2Q, 4Q. Well, P plus 2Q is going to be 4 plus 10, isn't it? 4 plus 10, which is 14. And then 4 times Q is 16. So, and I can simplify that down, 7, 8. That would be my answer, 7, 8. Right, final question of today's session. So exercise 1D, and I want you to do questions 7, 9, and 11. And remember, please, can you upload all work to correct OneNote pages? When we look at who is suitable to do the exam, we will go back to your OneNote page and see what work you've done. So it's important you do that. Okay, now it will be a lot of independent work for this, so it might take you more than an hour to do, but it shouldn't take you much more than that. Okay, so write down the notes. Do take your time to work through the questions, and do email me if you've got any problems. Okay, thanks guys. Tune in next week for session number 2. Hopefully you completed all the stage 1. Very much.